Greetings everyone, and Grade here with another Advanced Wars Days of Ruin Tiny Wars replay. So on north side as the Fanatic, we have Veyond, spawned as the blue Mira, that's her name, right? We have Merupetou, butchered that name well enough. Both these are technically custom COs, while Fanatic is technically a character from the CO cartridge game. He is never a CO. He is like Davis. Order cost 50, 3, 30, 60, 60. All units gets plus 10, plus 20%. So more defensive. All CO units that have less than 10 HP gets plus 10% offense and defense. So if they're wounded, they punch even harder. Help equalize the fact that they get reduced health. Of course, get that effect global, and additionally gets more firepower the more wounded they are. Potentially up to, what, 100% firepower? Let's see, 100% divided by HP. From 1 to 9, so it'll be a 100% increase, 50, 33, and there it is. And minus 1 HP to all owned unloaded units. Receive funds equal damage, so you do get the refund. And also, capture before popping the superpower, because you will interrupt your own captures. Mira has no CO zone boarding cost. She has an absurd 6 CO zone radius. She has no CO zone expansion. She has 45 max energy, so she has 25% less cost for her superpower. And her superpower is all unloading units gets to minus 1 HP. Some odd reason, I think that's actually good for Fanatic. This may be a good idea for her not to pop that superpower all too often. She gets no day-to-day bonuses. The only reason why she got to be very careful in popping that CO power against the Fanatic. But granted, this only affects by units within the CO zone, so I suppose it'd be fair enough to pop the CO power. Now more I think about it. And she does get free boarding costs, so she at least get a free full vetted CO. Unit. This map is, of course, Fog of War. Both players have temporary ports and no material rig and a full material rig. There's a decent amount of properties in the corner as well. When I say decent, I mean just a city and airport. In the corner, there's a city and an airport as well. There is triple bases, temporary ports. There's a lot of stuff going on this map. Comm towers here. But most of the time, this does just go down to the ground game. Both seas are not connectable. There is, of course, triple land here, and of course here and here. But this area is possible to have battleships in the center of the map as a possibility. Let's see, what else is there to talk about? I don't think there's anything else to talk about. Both players do start with subs. Subs do have good spotting range, and I think Days of Ruin has it so they have both good vision range, both submerged and unsubmerged. So probably could unsubmerge this one, save some fuel. After all, you can see 42 fuel versus 49. Of course, there's a rig way back there to resupply from and or to. And plus, you can always travel this rig all the way down south to resupply as well, which actually may be more feasible than trying to follow it back way over here. Does push forward the rig, drop with the infantry in it. The subs do spot each other. The only thing they can do is hurl harsh language. Both players are going to pull out a decent number of bikes. And look at that CO zone. Since the CO, you don't really have to really worry about keeping alive all too much, and you can keep on the back line. Putting inside a bike or something cheap in the back line is perfectly fine. It provides no combat benefits, so you're only trying to traverse around, trying to generate as much CO zone energy as possible. So bike and or recon are probably the best units. Boy, it's in the back. She does also have free boarding costs, so she could always be deployed in a more expensive unit just to get a free veterancy. Comm tower about to be claimed. Recon pushing pretty far forward. We got a radar station here that could be claimed by both players. Comm tower here. So both players have the comm tower captured. tank deployed out, and we got the port been obtained. Looks like Blue had deployed out his temporary port there. Horde mech inside the forest. Remember as well, in Days of Ruin, as opposed to regular Advanced Wars, Wars do provide 3 defense stars rather than 2. It's inverted from other Advanced Wars game, where cities usually provide 3, but in this game they provide 2. Oh, sorry, I just saw your YouTube comment. Wasn't paying attention to that. My apologies. Yep, not exactly the greatest matchup, now is it? I suppose the chat's a little overlapping. Should be fine enough. It's still pretty visible. I don't think I had too many people chatting in my Days of Ruin cast, so... Not a single conflict happened so far yet this game, has there? Fanatic has not been loaded up into a CO unit. The Fanatic's zone, yep, 3060, so standard. Got artillery piece tank. You now have an artillery piece deployed or CO'd. Wait. An artillery piece CO'd? I don't think I've ever seen that before. I usually just see direct units. An indirect unit being CO'd is actually pretty rare. In theory, if he can somehow wound himself a little bit, then it would get a bit of a firepower bonus. Nothing too significant though, because he is going to be wounding himself. Does throw a shot into the sub. The amount of properties captured right now is 21 versus 21, and it's dropped off infantry with that gunboat. And it's not deployed as temporary port, not really like it needs to. Getting some more damage to that sub. Gets a strike onto the gunboat. The Fanatic has the small force up here. The gunboat could be CO'd. I don't know if that's a good or bad idea. Wait, no, the CO'd is in the artillery piece. That's right. But overall, Mira's making some pretty good advancements. Nukes the gunboat, gets a good strike there. This our tank's almost out of ammo since he kept on throwing rounds to the submarine. And it looks like Gray's trying to flip some properties. Good number of tanks there by the Fanatic in the back line. I haven't really been paying attention to the movement, but I feel like they, well, I'm not sure what these two tanks are doing. Throw another round into the submarine. Just stop throwing rounds into it. You have one round left. You're running out of ammo. Pops superpower, I suppose. Did get him enough entry for a superpower. So everything's now wounded with 9 health. But now the Fanatic is supercharged over here. That may... Oh no, what is this? This artillery piece now has 45-64. That's superpower. I'm going to be slowing down by turn basis, but this superpower now is going to make this whole front very powerful. 25 plus 44. Good strike there. Full health mech. CO power, CO zone has expanded. So, weakened over there, strength over there. These two is a weird kind of matchup where one wants to take damage, the other one wants to deal damage. It's a symbiotic-like relationship. Anti-air mech tank. This artillery piece, plus 45% firepower is quite insane. Mira's getting some good energy generation at 22. The Fanatic's at 50. Which could allow Pops another superpower. Fanatic maybe, if the Fanatic has enough power charge to down here, launch it, and then perhaps we could see a massive counterattack there. The HQ's been captured, has 10 capture progress left, so it has to be interrupted. 55 energy. He will, I think he should get his superpower, pop it, and then counterattack for a significant amount. Right now these things are 5-13. Let's see what he does. He has superpower variable. Go for it. Now that plus 29% firepower, plus 46 defense. The zombies are assaulting. Anti-tank, medium tank, medium tank. Oh yeah, he does get all the funding withdrawals. He does get a refund for massive deployment there. And also does also apply to some of these not important units. Like the sub, that gave him a lot of free money. The rigs gave him some extra money as well. The gunboats. So he actually got a bit of free money from these pre-existing units. Some good strikes there. She's pretty close. No, nowhere closer to superpower, but charges up really quickly. Bomber deployed on the flank. Right now, Fanatic has 119 versus 176, so Mira has a pretty good advantage. This CO 4 capture progress left. This should be able to interrupt it. Good strike there. Got interrupted again and fully stopped. Good strike there. Medium tanks push way forward. Anti-tank up here. Anti-tank is probably a good way to just help defend against this region. Put on top of the HQ is not going to go anywhere anytime soon. Tank, mech. There's a lot of these outlying units off. command artillery piece taking severe damage now. At 11 energy, so probably not gonna get superpower anytime soon. And now the Fanatic appears to be no anti-air whatsoever. He has a battle copter. I don't see. Oh, there's an anti-air right there. It's also wounded, which means benefits. So this wounded anti-air could probably charge forward and knock this battle copter no problem. I wonder how this will present itself. It says it will get the one shot. Great damage there. Finished off a lot of outlying units. Artillery piece has taken severe damage. Could probably be picked off next turn. Interrupts the capture. Gets some good strikes there. Takes out that tank. The Fanatic has pretty good field control right up north for now. Got multiple tanks and, of course, a battlecopter. While Mira has none of that. Does pops another superpower, so this command artillery piece is down to 1 health. And right now losing a lot of outlying units. Takes out the command artillery piece. Trying to threaten the HQ, just trying to distract his opponent. The anti-tank is in range of the anti-air, so should be able to take that out. Don't worry about that. That's probably a me thing. Takes out all those units. Mech, tank. Ends the turn with 136, starting the turn with 163 with day-to-day income, so Mira's in a good position right now. Bomber nukes the medium tank. Medium tank strikes the medium tank, but of course on top of a column tower, got some extra defense going. Mech somewhat close by as well. Should be able to get a great shot onto that tank. Another command artillery piece. This infantry going around capture the northern properties is at 6 health, which means it's having trouble capturing everything. Anti-air way over here. Won't be able to reach the bomber. Great strike there. Takes the medium tank. 1 health. Supplies the sub. Gets trapped. Takes out that tank there. Nothing to stop the bomber. Artillery piece gets wounded. Strikes onto the anti-tank. Now trying to capture the city once again. Has another superpower available. There's a good strike there. Takes out the battle, or the bike. Good strike there on the command bike, but won't be able to knock it out. Takes out the infantry unit, capturing up the HQ. Meteor heading up north. Rig heading down south. Good strike there. Finish off that tank. Mech gets a great counter attack and finish off that unit there. Game 37 energy. It's getting pretty close to zone superpower. Sub resubmerges, or unsubmerges for on top of the reef. Pops another superpower there, of course. Mira's still pretty far ahead. Fanatic probably won't get a superpower this turn. Artillery pieces. Battlecopter push away forward. Mech gets loaded up onto the gunboat. Does deploy a missile. Ugh, that missile seems a little bit desperate to me. I think a Duster is generally better than a missile. At least it can strike infantry and able to pursue various aircraft easier. Gets trapped. Takes the mech there. Command artillery piece goes down to 9 the power to the Fanatic. And the bomber's almost out of fuel and munitions. Oh, we do also have a battleship being shipped on into the center of the map. Very nice. Mira is really teched up. The Fanatic's still having trouble. Gets trapped there. Missile still advancing slowly. Anti-tank's now on top of the HQ. That's going to be hard to displace. You can always seal it later. And overall, the Fanatic does have good presence up here. Needs more capturing squads up north, I would say. And right now, the economy is quite similar. 5 health bomber finds command tank. Pops another superpower. There is a beach here, so the gunboat can leave the HQ. And there's actually a recon that managed to sneak its way over here. So able to provide some good spotting. It's at 1 health, so if it gets spotted, it's done for. COs the the anti-tank. Takes the bomber. Great strikes there. He's down by almost half value, which is still a significant problem for him. Tank, bike, tank. Takes the battlecopter there. And right now Mira's really cleaning it down south. There's still some mechs down here which can get some good work done, but only 1 mech is in range. And the submarine does manage to fall back to the temporary port with 2 fuel remaining. Making some good progress down here. Overall, it seems the Fanatic's been very good with his mechs. You saw that tank there, command tank, anti-air, or command anti-tank, tank, and anti-air heading down the strait. Pops another superpower. Gets trapped. Takes out the artillery piece. Now the mech's taking some damage. And with the bridge somewhat locked down, it's hard to traverse around it. Oh, she's also pushing forward up north with a couple of tanks. There's not too much there to stop that. Another bomber deployed in the field. And the Fanatic has designed. This is Grade saying, thank you for watching, and on next replay.